Do on the road? Sing and write songs. What do you want to do on the road? It wouldn't be forever. What would you want to do after you play keyboard on the road? You? What do you want to do on the road? Live sound. Yeah. You want to do sing and write songs?
Production assistant for major tours.
Okay. And you?
Play anything.
You want to play anything? Back there?
Marketing and management.
On the road?
On the road.
Okay.
Singing.
Singing? The back?
I want to play guitar and rock.
Okay, so everybody is a musician, and you all want to be in a band, and you want to perform on stage, you want to live on the road. I mean, all of you are pretty much young, so the only thing that you have to get used to is not being with your family. I know some of you at the age where it's like, I hate them anyway, I don't want to be around them anyway. But you gotta prepare to not be at home a lot, a whole lot. And with that, comes a lot of different things. Somebody said they want to do front of house sound. That was you? You want to do sound. So that requires a lot of work in your hotel room before you even get to a venue, or before you even get to the arena to rehearse or anything like that. It requires a lot of your time, your personal time. Learning the music, and for the people who said they wanted to play the music and perform the music, you have to do a lot of, that's Adam's job right there. Like, before he even gets to rehearsals, he's programming in his room. Like, when he should or could be sleeping, you know what I mean? He's up at all times of the night. He's always on call for somebody. Janet Jackson called him at 3 o'clock in the morning, and he has to leave. He could be with his wife, he could be with his mother, and that's his job. So it requires a lot of that at all times. It's kind of like being a nurse and you're on call, you got a patient, you got to go deliver a baby or something like that. So you just have to be prepared to never be at home and to always be working at all times of the day. Tied into your phone, tied into your emails. I'm horrible with that. Checking my emails all the time. I like to live, so. But your life is consumed immediately by what you do. So just be prepared for that. That's all. Anyone else? I see you.
Hi, my name is Lonnie. I aspire to tour as well. What's a typical day for you like touring?
It can start anywhere. It could start in a bunk the size of a casket. It can start in a hotel room and you don't know where you are. Typically, you'll probably have a sound check around, I'll say about 2 or 3 o'clock for a couple of hours. You know what I mean? You got to stay there. You have to. Or sometimes it can start at 6 in the morning when you got camera blocking, people in your face. Wake up, smile, do that again, run that song again. No, at 6 in the morning, people yelling at you in this lights, and you're sleepy. You still got the sleep spackle in your eye, and you're not fully awake, or you're not coherent at all, and people are yelling at you. Do it again, one more time. You gotta do it right next time. Okay, one more time, without distraction. Now come over here, stand here, camera blocking right here. Where's your outfit? What are you wearing? What color are you wearing? That color doesn't work on TV. You gotta wear that. No, change that. You have to wear red shoes and white shoes. White shoes after Labor Day. You can't wear that. So you got at 6 in the morning, so you just have to smile. You have to be ready to deal with a lot of people like that who are going to be demanding, and who are going to probably yell at you, who are probably going to scream at you, and it's just a lot of ugly stuff. But at the same time, it's rewarding too, because you could be, doing that at ShopRite or whatever the local, whatever it is. So it can start anywhere, it can end anywhere, but at the end of the day, you just always have to be professional. Try your best to be professional and courteous, and just treat people the way you want to be treated. But it can start anywhere, it can end anywhere. So you just have to adapt and adjust quickly to wherever you are to, keep afloat and to keep, you always want your name to be well spoken of. So, just try to get through all that stuff the best way you can.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Anyone else? Hi.
My name is Kaya, and I'm here as a vocal performer. And I just wanted to ask what your creative process is in terms of your songwriting.
Man, I know he's got a lot to say. Creatively, I stay open to anything because inspiration comes to me from anywhere. Like if somebody came and tapped on the edge of the stage, and then somebody took a pen and started to bang on the thing, I could probably make a song out of that about something that happened to me, the cab ride over. I'm just always creatively open to anything. I like to take stories. I used to read a lot of novels. I used to like English and literature, so I used to read a lot, and I used to take those scenarios and stories and plots and kind of create stories about them. And as I got older and as I, went through relationships, good and bad, I kind of associated the two. And I would make stories out of it. I would associate, being a bad boyfriend with being an assassin or a killer or something like that. And just, just work them together and just kind of tie it like that. Or I could hear a Phil Collins song right now and want to write a song because I love Phil Collins.
Yeah.
So, it could happen. It happens. Just be inspired. Whatever inspires you, don't be afraid to, build on it. It doesn't mean become a carbon copy of it, of what inspires you, but it just means, be inspired by it to build, your own thing.
Thank you.
Well, I'm in the back.
When you're gonna hire to go on tour and perform, some of the people you're performing with, you might be meeting them for the first time. You might not know them. How do you handle the possibility of clashing personalities, people you might not get along with that you have to perform with every night?
Actually, what I've learned is after you get the call to do the job, the talent and what you can do is, to me, out of the window. Because at some point or another, somebody spoke highly of you enough to consider you to do the job. So at the point of getting hired to do something, I think it's all about who you are as a person, your character. And you just don't want to go in there. I've seen people come in situations that acted like they knew more than the artist about their song. You know what I mean? You just want to be a cool person that can, work, well, you're still working with people. No matter who you're working for, you're still working with people, So you always want to be able to talk to anybody about anything, you know what I mean? Whether it comes to music, whether it comes to whatever. Just be the person, that can work with everybody. And I've been thrown in some of the weirdest situations. I think my first studio session was with a guy named Don Henley from the Eagles. And I'm 18 from Salisbury, Maryland, so it's weird. This is weird. And there was Jessica Simpson, so this is not anybody that I, would have written down on a piece of paper that I wanted to work with. So I just had to adapt and, just get into it. But at the same time, you know what I mean? Just take it for what it's worth and enjoy it, but at the same time, work with people. You know what I mean? Because that's what, everybody wants to be around somebody that they can, have a good time around and get the job done at the same time. So yeah, man, just blend in and do your job and just enjoy it. Yes?
What do you love the most about what you do and what keeps you wanting to keep touring?
The response of people is what keeps me going these days. Because, when you get into numbers and charts and bullets and who's doing what and this artist is doing that and you got to go do this and you got to go do that. It's the response of the people. If it's a tweet that says, "Oh, I cried to your song this morning. I lost an eyelash when I cried to it. I don't know why I was crying, but I did." That's just stuff like that just keeps you, motivated. Just keep going because there's somebody that does appreciate and being a creative person and being a creative, you're your worst enemy at all times. We'll finish a body of music, we'll finish a project, and I'll be over the music the next day because there's 10 more songs that I've probably written that I don't even want to hear those songs anymore. So you're going to be, for me speaking, you're going to be your worst enemy creatively because your mind is always moving. You're always thinking and always being innovative and creative. So, just remove yourself out of the way and just stay creative. So, that's that. Anyone else?
Can you talk to the fact of being a little bit flexible when you're doing background work versus when you're doing, yourself as an artist?
Gotcha. There's a phrase we live by is we don't say no to anything at all. And thank God we've just been able to work like that. There's been times I've been on 2 or 3 tours at one time and just in and out and maneuvering, but at the same time being strategic about what you're doing and where you are and planning out. If it wasn't for people like she and Adam and Dave and the team that I had to help me maneuver through things and around schedules, we're always trying to be 2 steps ahead of what's being asked. You know what I mean? They laugh about it all the time, but man, this guy, we've been on tour and he's gotten a call at 3 in the morning, had on one tour